So today I'm going to show you my most played albums of 2025. I think there's about 15, 16. I've just gone through my albums of what I remember, because I was used to pulling them out hell of a lot last year. And still, obviously early into January, I'm still playing a couple of these albums. I'm sort of backing off a little bit. So I'm going to start with a 1985 album that recently purchased the deluxe album last month, and that's Simple Minds' Once Upon a Time. This brings me back to my school days. One of my mates, Stephen Whitney, got me into Simple Minds. Never heard of them before. Played this album. Well, I played the cassette tape, and then later on, when I could afford it, I went out and bought this album. So this is back from, I think I bought this in 86 though, this one. But it's still looking good. I'm still playing this one more than the deluxe one. The deluxe one is red vinyl. Plays crisp. This is still playing all right. Quite crackly, but I love that vintage sound. But that's Simple Minds. That's one of my most played albums last year. So the next one is an artist of mine. He's definitely not an artist of mine. An artist I saw many years ago in Germany, in Essen, and it was absolutely fantastic. And I'll give you a clue, it's from the band Jam, went solo, it's Paul Wellwood. It's a fantastic album. It's an album that I can chill out to. It's an album that you can get your foot tap into, but I just think his work is amazing. I think his voice is just... It's a unique voice. It's a very soothing voice. I just think he's got some fantastic lyrics, and Wildwood is a very, very good album. So if you like Paul Weller, and I'm sure you have this album, if you don't, you need to get it. Sticking with the mod theme, I've gone with another album that I own on CD somewhere, and I've had that a long, long time. I've had this album on vinyl maybe 3-4 years now. Trying to pick it up a couple of times, and I saw a couple of old second-hand ones a bit battered and bruised, and I thought, I don't really want that one in my collection. I'm trying to keep them pristine. And I wasn't too bothered about getting the first edition, the first press, sorry. I just wanted a decent copy in my collection, so Quadrophenia. If you haven't seen the film with Sting, it's a great film. You don't have to be into mods, you don't have to be into the music. The film itself is a great storyline, it's a great film. It's based on a true story where mods and rockers just go down to Brighton and meet up and basically have a scrap, get drunk and then come home. But you've got Sting and Leslie Ash is in the film as well. Phil Daniels, who's in the video Part Life of Blair. But this has some fantastic songs on it, and it's up here. It's a memory of mine from watching the film so many times, and I've listened to this so many times, and this was played a hell of a lot last year. Hell of a lot. Sounds great. So going back to my favourite artist, as you know, if you do watch my videos, you know that I'm a Paul McCartney fan and Beatles fan. But I've gone with Band on the Run. Wings, Band on the Run. Another great album of mine in my collection. Band on the Run and Jet are two fantastic songs. Love them. I know they're probably two of the most popular Wings songs, but you can't help but love them if you're a Wings fan, if you're a Paul McCartney fan. So yeah, that was played a hell of a lot. I've got these twice. Got them both quite cheap. I found one in a charity shop, and I think I bought it for about £5. I thought, I'm having that again just in case the one's scratched. I thought I'll have 2 copies. So yeah, that's Band on the Run. Changing the theme a little bit, I purchased this early last year, and it came out. I'm trying to see how you look about you know what album it is. I don't even. 2023. So it came out in 2023, And I think this guy has one of the most amazing voices. You probably can see the video, how it is. Amazing voices that I've ever heard in my life. And I've watched him on YouTube sing with people on the street. It just takes your breath away. His voice is just effortless. Effortless. It's just amazing. And that's Teddy Swims. I've tried everything but Therapy Part 1. I don't own the Therapy Part 2, but I am in the process of getting that. But this album is really, really good. If you want to take away yourself from the genres that you usually play, like for me, the Beatles, rock music, hip hop, you know, I thought this is a bit different, but this is a really, really good album. He's got a fantastic voice. If you've not listened to him and you haven't heard his voice before, look him up on YouTube and just listen. Just listen to his voice. Lose Control. Oh my. Outstanding. So, I've gone with a band that I've seen. I've recently did a video about these. It's Nothing But Thieves, Dead Club City. This is their latest album, came out 2023. Another great album. If you don't know Nothing But Thieves are, I've had a couple of comments on my video about Nothing But Thieves that they've never heard them before, and they're going to give them a listen to. I hope you have, and it'd be nice to hear your thoughts about that, what you think of Nothing But Thieves. But they are a great band, great bunch of guys. I did get the name wrong of the guitarist. I've called him Craig, but it's actually Dominic Craig. Always used to do that, and I've called him Craig before. I'm like, come on. I'm terrible with names. I'm shocking. My memory's absolutely shot. When it comes to my memories of picking up vinyl and seeing bands, I tend to remember them. But anyway, Dead Club City, Nothing But Thieves, worth getting, worth listening. So another band that I really like and seen them live as well in the early days, and that's Ocean Colour Scene. Now, I've gone with this album because I've got a few of their albums, and I think this one's just the best one to pick up because it's the best of. It's the greatest hits. It's a double album. I'm gutted that it doesn't have my favourite song of theirs, Get Blown Away, which is not on here, which I was rather surprised, to be honest, because I thought, I mean, for me, my personal opinion, I think that's an amazing song and my favourite of theirs. But I'm just gutted that it's not on there. But that is another great album. If you haven't listened to Ocean Colour Scene, this is the album to get into, and then go left and right to their albums. Right, going back to my breakdancing days back in 84 and 83. I wasn't good. I was absolutely diabolical. I do like hip hop. I do like where it came from. I do like the story around it. And I have been listening to a hell of a lot, and I've had this album since it came out, and that's Electro 6. Now, if you're not familiar with Electros, when breakdancing was popular in America and the United Kingdom, these were the first albums where they had continuous songs playing after each other and mixing. As on an album, you get a song, it plays, pauses, next song. These were the first ones, I'm sure these were the first ones that experimented playing songs mixing songs together, where people could body pop and spin on their heads and spin on their backs and obviously get a bad injury. But this is Electro 6. I think I have about 4 or 5 altogether. I think it was like 20 something, and then there's different ones. They are hard to get hold of, and they're not cheap. This was my sister's album, and I think still today she doesn't know where it's gone because I borrowed it, and I borrowed it on a long-term project. It's now in my collection, so if my sister watches this album, she knows where it is. I've got it, Lisa, and I'm keeping it. So, going back to McCartney, Imagine 3. Great album. Played this probably the least out of all the albums I've got here. But again, it's still a great album. It's just finding time to play, and I will find time. I make time to play my albums. But this was played last year a few times. more than anything back there and back here. So yeah, another great album by Paul McCartney. So my next album, I was not asked. I asked if I could do their photography back in the day. And back in the day, I'm talking probably about 6 years ago actually. If I could do their photography, and I kept asking, and they said, yeah, not a problem. They came to Sheffield, they came to the Octagon Centre, I do believe. However, I went away on a holiday. The better half had booked it, so I didn't get to see them. So I was gutted actually, but also happy being on holiday. And that's the Picture Books. This is the early years. They're a German band. They are from Bielefeld in Germany. If you don't know them, again, go onto YouTube, the best platform in the world, and on there there's loads of their videos, loads of their tracks, and they are a good band. They were a 3-piece band, now they're a 2-piece, and they are so good. They are really, really good. So if you like rock music, chilled out a little bit maybe, sometimes some of their tracks are heavy, the Picture Books are very, very good. Going back again to the 80s, late 80s, and this is a band I love to listen to in the car. Love the music as De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. Wow, got this. The year I left school was 1989, so yeah, quite old now. So this is the album that I bought. Still, this written album, it's still in good nick. Still play it a lot last year. I sort of play it a lot, and then leave it a few months, and then go back to it. And it's probably the most played album I own, to be honest, because this was part of my very early vinyl collecting days. Maybe I had 4 or 5 albums in my collection at the time when I got this. And the album, if you like De La Soul, you know this album. It's just, from start to finish, it's just brilliant. It just gets you going, and it's just so catching. The words, the lyrics, the tunes. Obviously, 3 Feet High and Then Horizon's the album. The Magic Number. Say No Go is obviously the background music to that is from the Hall & Oates. But yeah, great album. So, I do like a soundtrack. I do own a few soundtracks, probably about 15, 20 soundtracks I own. And my favourite soundtrack is this one, Pulp Fiction. If you haven't listened to this album, please do. If you haven't seen the film, please watch it. It's a good film. It's got so many stars in it. There's so much going off. I just think it's serious, it's funny, it's catching, it's just good. It really is good. But the album's really good too. I really, really enjoy listening to this album. And I bought this a few years ago. Oh God, maybe 10, 15 years ago. And this is played a lot, hell of a lot. So that's Pulp Fiction. Going to a band now, and this has been in a previous video of mine, and this is an album that was voted the worst album of the year in Kerrang by Linkin Park, and that's Reanimation. Why this was the worst album that year, voted by the Kerrang magazine, I do not know. 2002, I think it was, yeah. I think it's a really, really good album. It's got some good beats and it's got some good mixing. I really do like Chester Bennington. He could reach the highest notes, bless him. And this is just, I don't know, this is just like a perfection of his work. And the way they've mixed it with Executioners, it's just, I just think it's amazing. Because you get a bit of hip hop beats in there, and you also get a bit of rock music together. And when you put them together, you get Jay-Z and you get Linkin Park. If you haven't seen that video, you need to watch it. And that is roughly where they thought, you know what, mashups. Let's do some mashups. And I personally think this is where the mashups between rap, hip hop, and rock started. Really, yes, you had your Run DMC and Aerosmith, but that was totally different back then. This is proper mixing, and I think this is a really, really good album. If you like Linkin Park and you like a bit of hip hop, maybe you've not listened to this album before, maybe you've not listened to anything of this album, please give this a go. Let's prove Kerrang wrong. This was not the worst album that year. Right, we're going over to Manchester. And this is probably, if you're a vinyl collector, you've got this in your collection. You must have. And I've previously spoken about this album before, maybe a couple of weeks ago. And that's What's the Story, Morning Glory, Oasis. What can I say? One word: amazing. Amazing. So I've got 2 albums left. So another one of my favourite bands is Muse, and that's Drones. This is probably not my favourite album, but this is a fantastic album. I loved it that much I bought it twice. It's had 1 new wall and 1 I will play. I believe this is one that I play. Yeah, it is, yeah. The other one's in there, but it's in a different case. This is a great, great album. Again, all Muse fans must own this in their collection. If they don't, then there's something wrong. One of my favourite songs of Muse is Psycho, and it's on here, and I just think it's amazing. I think Matt Bellamy's guitar work is phenomenal. I think his writing is amazing. I think the band together just gel and just make it work. I haven't seen them live, and I've tried so many times. But I was in the army 25 years, and I was always overseas, and getting tickets to come over to the UK and getting over there was so hard. So I had to rely on going to see bands around Germany, France, Belgium, and Holland when I could get the time. And every time I could have got a ticket, they were in the UK, and I just missed out so much. But hopefully one day I'll get to see them. It may be a trip over to America, I don't know, but I'd love to see these live. So that's Muse. So going with my favourite album, that's not favourite album. Why do I lie? My favourite band of all time, and that is the Beatles. Not my favourite album from the Beatles, because my favourite album from the Beatles is Rubber Soul. But this one has been played more than Rubber Soul last year, 100%. And that is Revolver. If you're a Beatles fan, and if you're not a Beatles fan, but you have a collection of vinyl records, you definitely will have this in your collection. Because I think Revolver is an album for non-Beatles fans, or I think they're all right. They will have this just so they can listen to them and try to get them. I know not everybody gets the Beatles. You know, this is why there's so many genres, why there's so many people that have got different kinds of music interests. But this is a great album to own if you are not that familiar with the Beatles or not bothered about them, but you want to own an album from the Beatles. I would say Revolver is one that you should get. My thought, my theory anyway. So, thank you for watching. They are my favourite favourite albums last year, really, because I was playing them all the time. But they are my most played albums of 2025. I thank you for watching, and please hit that subscribe button, like it, share it. If you like my videos, please keep watching because the support is fantastic. I really enjoy making these videos, and thanks for watching. Please take care out there. It's cold. Look after yourselves. Goodbye.